here before you are a few of your young supporters, some who are not so young, like myself, and I see some friends over there. And also media houses to capture your interaction with us. Oh yes, I was saying, however, online in the field, there are many, many more of your supporters who would very much want another such interaction. There are so many people who would have wished to be here today, but because we kind of organized it quickly, we didn't manage to call as many as we would because you have a big following and a lot of support online. So, Mzee, my first, what I would want to ask you before you even welcome us is, would it be possible to have another such interaction with the young people and the online groups in the near future? So.
I'm dying to defog their minds, because there's a lot of fog in the world. So I don't mind defogging them, removing the fog.
Wonderful. So we can
anytime.
Yay. So to everybody who has been not very happy with me for that we couldn't all fit here, let's all at least take comfort knowing that very soon, by God's grace, we will have another such, maybe on a bigger scale, interaction with the young people, because the questions are many and always seeking advice. Thank you for hosting us or allowing us to come here today, Mzee. So today we just have a few questions that we're going to ask. We have a number, but we'll all ask one, and if you still have time, we might come around to asking a second question. The first question will come from Christine Mawadri.
Thank you very much, Natasha. Your Excellency, it's a great pleasure to have this opportunity to interact with you. My name is Christine Mawadri. First of all, I must thank you for spearheading the opening up of the FM stations way back in 1994. At the time, I was a very young person, and I was there to experience you actually opening one of the FM stations and private TV stations, which was Sanyo FM. 30 years later, I'm here now. And currently, I work with NRG Radio, which is a youth-centric station. It's not a radio. It's actually an experience where we put all the three facets of the Gen Zs in one place in order to reach them and understand them. So my question to you today is, Your Excellency, the creative sector is broad, and yet most times it is only the musicians, content creators who are considered as a whole sector. However, skills like IT, fashion design, baristas, chefs, artisanal arts, and the like, basically innovators and creators around the service industry, and we're talking about the young men and young women who are happy to be waiters, valets, and all these create jobs, are also part of the creatives. We're also talking about those who want to go into holistic health, like the masseurs, those who are into herbal medicine, and the like. Can the government have a deliberate effort to support local innovation so that we don't import these skills? Because we actually have passionate people and innovators who can do these jobs. Can there be a ministry for just innovation and the creative sector, sir? That's my question. Thank you.
You said you must know where you are coming from. This land here is populated by us, the Bantus of the lakes, then our Nilotics, and some other groups from, like the Lugubara from Central Africa, then the Karamojong, Ateso. We are people of this area who had a lot of problems in the past with we had a period of peace between 900 and 1400 AD under the Bachwezi. But when the Bachwezi kingdom collapsed, these new small kingdoms came up: Bunyoro, Buganda, Ankole, Rwanda, and they were busy causing war among us for almost like 400 years, from 1400 until the British came and captured them like grasshoppers. Then when the British captured our area, although the governance of the kings was poor, but the population was very strong. We belonged to very strong populations, mainly around the Myoga. This word which I brought to you, that word which I resurrected for you, means skills. The skills you are talking about. Some of them you are talking about them. Omoga. Omoga is one, Myoga is many. Now, before the Europeans came, everybody had Omoga. You had cattle keepers, you had cultivators, you had Abahesi, blacksmith, you had Abanogozi, the ones who use clay, you had Ababaizi. I'm using the Runyankore, you can put your own local variation. Ababaizi, the woodworkers. You had Abatanaji, the ones who were making bows and arrows. You had even surgeons, Abajenji. That's what they are called in Nyankweli. Surgeons, Abajenji. You had Ababunji, the bone setters. All these were skills in the society. Now, when the Europeans captured our inefficient kings and us, they killed all these skills. And they brought a colonial economy, very narrow money economy. Or by the end of the colonial period, it was called the small economy of the 3 C's and the 3 T's. The 3 C's being copper, coffee, and cotton. And the 3 T's being tobacco, tea, and tourism. This was accounting for only, I think, 9% of the population. So you had that. In those days, we were calling it enclave economy, meaning a small island of modernity surrounded by a sea of backwardness. More than 90% of the people were living outside the money economy, where the original Myoga had been killed. Because the original Myoga had been killed by European imports. Instead of making the plates here, you are now importing them. The cups, the what, the saucepans, the containers, the chairs, everything was being imported. So therefore, that's how they brought their own economy of the 3 C's and the 3 T's by the end of the colonial time. So we went on like that for the few years of independence until Idi Amin came. Now when Idi Amin came, he killed the small colonial economy of the 3 C's. Out of the 3 C's, only coffee kept on. Cotton collapsed, copper collapsed. The 3 T's, everything collapsed except tobacco. So when NRM comes in, this is what we find. So therefore, as I've been telling you, we've been systematic. Our phase one was minimum economic recovery. Bring back the small island of the 3 Cs and 3 Ts, if you can. Bring it back. This is phase one. Phase two, expand it. More coffee, more tea, more this and that and that. Number three, phase three, diversify. Bring more products into the money economy, which were regarded as, because in the colonial times, they would talk of cash crops and food crops. Bananas were not a cash crop, they were for just eating. And yet for them, they were exporting bananas from, they were making money out of bananas, but they were telling us money. Bananas are not for money, they are for just eating. Maize was for eating. Milk, me a cattle people, you can imagine, they were saying milk was not a cash product. So the third phase of our recovery was to put into the money economy products which were previously regarded as just for food or for subsistence use. Even woodwork, even carpentry and all that. Now, phase four is value addition, add value to some of those products. And now phase five, where we have now entered, is the knowledge economy, the automobiles and so on and so forth. So, when we were doing those minimum recovery efforts, we knew, for instance, even if you take sports, why have we only built Nambore as a national stadium and repaired Nakivubo, and recently we had to build Hoima under pressure because of AFCON? Is it because I'm a footballer myself? Is it because we didn't know that football was important or sports? No, we knew, but we had so many things to start with, which if you start with, will enable you to do other things. That minimum recovery I've told you, the 5 phases, then you come to security, defense, keep the country safe. So the money you have, we put quite a bit of it there. Then electricity. Then the roads. So that when you deal with those, then you can now add on. So we shall add on all those you are talking about. We are aware, as I have told you, even sports, we are not really concentrated on it. When you see these talents who are coming up, the runners in Kapchorwa, it's mainly because of peace. Peace and this education, UPE. Children come from the villages. They are not so much really supported, but they come up because of the other little progress in peace and education, the school system, they come up. That's how we come to notice them. But we have not really gone out yet fully. The emphasis has been more on agriculture, manufacturing, those basics, so that we have the base, then from the base you can, because all those skills need food. You can't dance and do all those things you are doing, dance pakachini and all this one, when you don't have food. So we had to get you food first, then soap to wash, because there was even no soap. Then the basics. This is what we have been struggling. These are the 5. But now we have gone to phase 5, of the knowledge economy. So the more the economy expands and transforms, because we are doing two things, expansion, diversification, but also transformation into knowledge economy, for instance. The vehicles, I don't know whether they can, the Kira motors, all these computers, it will come. The time is coming for you people, the creative people, so that the country pays more attention to you because you have the basics. Uganda is very rich. We are not like other countries